Hey there, BNI Maine. Niels Mank, your Executive Director. So this week I have a tip that's a little bit different for you. It comes from a very personal experience. And it's an experience that I've shared with some people and gotten some great feedback on. So I thought I'd share with you. The devil's in the details. We asked a question in one of our startups this week about who is your $100,000 client? Who is that person that could bring $100,000 into you and thank you for closed business? Could give you a referral worth $100,000? Who could be that big fish for you? And people started really thinking about it. And it got me thinking that how many times have I passed one of those referrals to somebody in my 10 years in BNI? Quite a few times. Quite a few times I've been able to set up somebody with a direct, specific referral request because I happen to have the connection to that person. I've watched it all across the state with dozens of members happen, and it's happened to me multiple times. Now I think about that. If I were to reach out to that person and have a good referral and have a warm introduction from a member like myself, how would that go? What's my responsibility around that? My responsibility really is to not mess it up. So how could I mess it up? So one thing I want to do is tell you a little bit of a story. So my name is Niels Mank. That's spelled Niels. Yes, that's different than you've ever seen before. Yes, it seems like it's plural. Okay. It is I before E except after C. That's what I learned in school, and that is my name. Do you know how many times people email me or call me or say something to me and they call me Neil or Niles or Nils or Neil? Tons. So much so that my daughter Kyla, her name is Kaila, pronounced Kyla. She's called Kayla by half the people she knows. Now they know it's Kyla, but they call her Kayla. They spell her name wrong. They spell my name wrong, and they call me Nils even though they know it's Niels. Happens to all of us. It's happened to me so much that when I named my twins, I thought I was doing them a favor by naming them Brian or Brandon. Brian and Brandon, how much easier is that? Well, no, it's actually pretty different. There's multiple Brians out there, Bryan and Brian. Multiple Brendans, Brendan, tons of things out there. Everybody's name is unique. I have a friend whose name is Jeremy with an AMY. I tell you, the first time I saw that, I made it a point to never mess that name up, to never misspell that name when I was doing anything, because I knew what it meant to me when people did that to me. So it got me thinking about the $100,000 referral. What could I do to mess it up if I'm reaching out to that person, or if somebody's reaching out to a referral I gave them that could be their next best amazing client? They could reach out and incorrectly address it to that person. This happens to me on a daily basis. I send emails to people and my signature line has my name correct, and they respond back with my name butchered. What does that tell me about them? It tells me they don't care enough to actually look and do it correctly, that they just quickly, willy-nilly, and send it off to me. They're not really thinking it through. So in turn, how serious do I take that email? Is that email really a serious email, or is that just a I responded because I had to kind of thing? Now, take it one step further. What if I wrote that to my dream referral? What if I reached out to my dream referral, who right now is the owner of Portland Pie, Jeff Perkins? Portland Pie is in every single town that we have chapters in, or in the neighboring town. That would be a great referral for BNI and to get into BNI chapters because the chapters would have a ton of connections. Imagine the people that the owner of Portland Pie sees. I would love to get in and talk to Jeff Perkins. Now, what if somebody passed me that referral and I reached out to Jeff and I butchered his name in the email? How serious is he going to take me? He's probably going to delete the email and say, this guy can't even get my name right. Like, why would I talk to him? Exactly. So the devil is in the details, all right? Care enough about emails that when somebody reaches out to you, if their name's Steven, look up and see if it's a V or a PH. Do a double check, get their information correct so when you respond to them, they don't have a chance to be like, oh, they can't even address me right. What, delete? Don't give them that chance. Make sure if you're going after a referral or anybody in your life, take the extra time to make sure that you're putting their name correct. So many names are so unique and they're so amazing. It's worth getting that right and making that good impression. First impressions are so important, and in BNI and with referrals, it means the difference between landing the referral and a cold call, essentially. because you're gonna get the same response that a cold caller would get of, whoa, no, thank you. So make sure the details are correct. Make sure you're reaching out to people. If you have phone numbers, if you have emails, do everything you can to try to check spelling, grammar, punctuation, names. Make sure their name is right. Make sure you address them correctly. Do some research if you have to. Ask the questions. What do they like to be addressed as? Make sure you get yourself the best possible chance of landing that referral. I hope that's a great tip for you this week. I know it'll make a big difference to a lot of members. Just take that extra time and look at their signature line. If they've sent you an email, make sure you're responding back with their name correctly pronounced, said, or written. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Have a great week and happy networking.